Start the day allowing God to heal what time didn't. There are mornings when the sun rises, but something inside you remains dark. You open your eyes, your body awakens, the clock ticks forward, but the soul seems to have remained trapped in an ancient day, in a conversation that never ended, in a loss that time has not resolved, in a pain that you learn to carry in silence. There are wounds that no longer bleed, but they still hurt when the day begins. And perhaps that's why this title is so necessary today. Start the day allowing God to heal what time didn't. Because time has passed, but it didn't cure everything. Time went on, but He didn't restore everything. And God is not offended by that. He doesn't expect you to wake up strong every day. He expects you to wake up honest. The Word says, "Let me hear of your loving kindness in the morning, for in you I trust." This reveals something profound. There are people who need to hear about God's goodness early on, before memory, anxiety, or fear take over. There are pains that wake you up before coffee, before the routine, before the rehearsed smile. And God knows this. Therefore today, this prayer does not begin with war. It doesn't start with command. It doesn't start strong. It begins with permission. Permission for God to touch where you learned only how to survive. Perhaps you are experiencing exactly this. It works on the outside, but inside there's an old weariness, a tiredness that didn't come from work, but it's too much to bear. From being strong for too long, not having space to cry, from swallowing pains that never had a name. The Bible says that the mercies of the Lord, they are renewed every morning. But notice, they are renewed because they are necessary. It's not because you're whole, it's because you need to. God does not renew mercy for those who are already healed. He renews mercy for those who are still in the process. And here's something important. God does not hasten healing at the expense of truth. He doesn't ignore His pain. He goes inside. The Psalm declares that God heals the brokenhearted and tends to their wounds, wounds that cannot be ignored, wounds cared for. Perhaps today you are waking up with a weight that no one else sees, an inexplicable void. There's sadness that doesn't scream but also doesn't go away. And you've already tried everything: time, distraction, maturity, automatic spirituality. But there is a cure that doesn't come with time. It comes with delivery. Therefore, this morning doesn't call for rushing. She's asking for your presence. Presence before God. Being present in the face of one's own truth. David said, "I will seek you early. My soul thirsts for you." It wasn't a thirst for a quick answer. He was thirsty for God. Because some pains need no explanation, they want to be welcomed. And God is an expert at touching places where no one else can enter. Perhaps you are experiencing something similar to this. The day begins, but the heart is already tired. The body rises, but the soul carries memories with it, and yet you continue, because He learned to keep going. But today, God is not just calling you to continue. He's calling you to allow it. Allow Him to visit memories you've locked away. Allow Him to touch areas that you have spiritualized, but it never healed. There is a difference between living with pain and be cured of it. Coexistence is about learning to function despite the wound. Healing is allowing God to transform the place of the wound as a source of life. And it starts now, at the start of the day, before the world demands strength from you. The Word says that God dwells with the contrite and humble in spirit to revive the hearts of the downcast. This means that God does not shy away from discouragement. He approaches. If you woke up today feeling that something inside you, it has not yet been restored, this is not spiritual failure. This is an invitation to start the day, not pretending that everything is okay, but saying, "God, I need you to heal me." What time could not achieve? No rush, not with guilt, no charge, but with surrender. Because true healing doesn't begin when the pain goes away. It begins when you stop hiding. And this morning was created precisely for that purpose. You didn't wake up by chance today. You woke up because God is still working in areas that time has only attempted to cover, and He didn't finish. Take a deep breath. Don't run away from what you feel. Don't judge yourself by what still hurts. God is already here, and He heals, not to the rhythm of the clock, but at the rhythm of the soul. There is a silent lie that many believe. The idea is that if it took a long time, it's not going to happen anymore. Even if the pain lasted for years, if it resisted change, if it survived new phases of life, so it becomes part of who you are. But the Bible never presented the time. as the primary agent of healing. She presents God. Time can teach us. Time can bring maturity. Time can leave scars, but only God restores. Some cures don't happen quickly because they are not superficial. Think of the woman who bled for 12 years. 12 years of trying, 12 years of waiting, 12 years of losing strength, resources, and hope. Time passed for her, but time did not heal. And this is important. The text doesn't say she was cured when she resigned herself to her fate. She was healed when she touched it. The encounter with God happened in an instant, what 12 years couldn't do. This teaches us something profound. It is not the duration of the pain that defines its end. It's the place where you deliver it. David also knew this kind of pain. He wasn't just talking about external battles, but on nights when the soul was downcast, disturbed within him. He didn't say, "Time will tell." He said, "Why are you downcast, O my soul?" He conversed with the pain. She took her pain to God, because ignoring it doesn't heal anything. Spiritualizing doesn't heal. Pretending to be strong doesn't heal anything. Elijah, a powerful prophet, capable of confronting kings and nations, one day he wished he would never wake up again. It wasn't a lack of faith. It was exhaustion of the soul. And God did not correct him. He did not accuse him. He didn't rush him. God fed him. God made him rest. God spoke to him in a gentle voice. Before restoring the purpose, God restored mankind. This reveals something essential for today. God does not treat your pain as an obstacle. He treats it as a territory to be cared for. Job learned this too. He lost everything: family, health, sense. Time passed while he suffered, and yet the pain remained. But when God entered the conversation, it wasn't just about returning things. It was to reposition the heart. The restoration wasn't just about materials, it was spiritual. It was an internal incident. Because God doesn't just restore what was lost, He transforms those who have been wounded. And perhaps that is your story now. You're not just waiting for things to go back to normal. You are waiting to be whole again. And this doesn't just happen with the passing of days, it comes with encounters. The Word says that God is near of those who have a broken heart, not near those who are pretending, not near those who have already solved everything. Close to those who admit, this still hurts. This changes everything. Because when you understand this, the guilt of still feeling pain disappears. You stop judging yourself for not having moved on, and He begins to present Himself before God as it really is. There are wounds that withstand the test of time because they were caused during moments of profound vulnerability, infancy, betrayals, abandonments, words that should never have been said, and time by itself cannot reach those places. But God can reach us. He doesn't ask how long it's been. He asks if you allow it. And perhaps today, upon waking, may God be showing you this. It's not too late to be healed. It hasn't passed the deadline. He didn't miss the opportunity. It didn't fall behind. The clock doesn't govern healing. God rules, and when He decides to play, it doesn't matter how long the pain has been there. She has no authority to remain where God enters. But notice, these biblical healings did not happen when people were in a hurry. They happened when there was yield, encounter, and truth. Today, God is not calling you to forget what happened. He is calling you. So I don't have to carry this alone, because what time has not healed, God can still touch us. And He plays not to erase history, but to remove the poison from it. Breathe again. Don't rush. Don't charge yourself. The same God who restored lives marked by years of pain, He continues working today, and He did not lose control of His process. There is a crucial moment in spiritual healing when you stop asking for just relief and it starts allowing access, because there is a profound difference between saying, "God, help me," and say, "God, come in." Getting started hurts more at the beginning, but it truly heals later. Many people are not harmed because they do not pray. They are wounded because they pray without opening up. They use pre-prepared phrases, with organized words, with rehearsed force. But they guard their hearts, as if God couldn't handle what's there. The Word says, above all else, guard your heart. This doesn't mean hiding, it means caring with spiritual responsibility. And taking care of your heart isn't about pretending it doesn't bleed. It's about taking Him to the right place. There are pains that you've pushed inside because I needed to continue. Responsibilities didn't wait. People depended on you. Life went on. and you did what you knew how to do. He swallowed, he followed, he resisted. But what is not addressed, it transforms into invisible weight. The psalm reveals something very serious. While I kept silent about my sins, my bones have aged. Prolonged silence sickens the soul, not because God turns away, but why does the truth get trapped? Today, God is not calling you to relive everything. He is calling you so that we don't have to hide it anymore. Perhaps there are memories that you avoid, conversations you never finished, guilt that you carry even after forgiveness. And you spiritualized it by saying, I've already gotten over it. But the body reacts, the mind gets tired, the heart closes. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened." He didn't say, "Bring on the decisive ones." He called the weary, allowing God to touch where it hurts. It requires spiritual courage, because it means stopping the fight against the process and start cooperating with Him. It starts with simple but profound decisions. Acknowledge what still hurts. To name what still weighs heavily. Deliver what you can't solve on your own. Isaiah declares that He bore our sorrows. This doesn't mean that pain never existed. It means she no longer needs to govern you, but it is only carried by Him, what you deliver. Guarding your heart doesn't mean isolating it. It's about subduing Him. Today you can do something different. Instead of asking God to change the circumstances, ask Him to touch your inner self. Circumstances change over time. The heart changes with God. Giving up is not surrendering. Delivery is alignment. That is to say, God, I'm not going to protect the wound anymore. I will allow the healing. And this doesn't happen in just one day. It happens through everyday choices. Every morning you decide if you're just going to survive or if you're going to introduce yourself. Every morning you choose if you're going to carry what it weighs or are you going to trust them, allowing God to touch where it hurts. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you a whole being under construction. And God works best with honest hearts than with armored hearts. Don't rush today. Don't compare yourself to others. Immediate results are not expected. The healing that God performs, it's not superficial, but it is consistent. It begins when you stop running away, and it continues as long as you remain. This day doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be delivered. There is a moment in the spiritual journey in which God makes it clear. Healing is not an isolated event. It's a journey we've been guided on. Many give up here, not because they don't believe, but that's because they expected to feel everything was resolved quickly. And when the next day still hurts, when the memory still weighs heavily, when emotions are still fluctuating, they conclude that nothing happened. But the Bible reveals a different logic. She says that the one who began the good work, He is faithful enough to complete it. This means that God does not abandon processes halfway through, but it also doesn't rush them to meet human expectations. There is a healing process that manifests as inner silence. There is healing that comes as rest. There is healing that manifests as healthy boundaries. Healing comes when you stop emotionally harming yourself, and that takes time. The Apostle Paul said that the outer man wears away, but the interior is renewed day after day. It's not all at once, it's day after day. So let me ask you something, not to expose you, but to give you some context. What in you still needs attention? But have you been dealing with debt collection? What God is dealing with patiently, but have you been treating them harshly? Sometimes the wound no longer bleeds, but you still touch her with guilt. Sometimes God has already begun the restoration, but you insist on measuring progress too quickly. Healing is not about forgetting what happened. It's about remembering without bleeding. And that place cannot be reached in a single leap. It is achieved permanently. Stay when the day is nice. To stay when the day is difficult. Stay when you feel you are making progress. Stay put when you feel stagnant. Because God works even when you don't realize it. Perhaps you need to hear this today. The fact that you're still here, seeking, praying, allowing, this is already a sign that healing is underway. Don't give up halfway through. Do not interrupt the process. Just because it still hurts a little. Some areas of the heart, they need to be taught to trust again. And trust doesn't just appear out of thin air. It is being rebuilt. That's why spiritual walks. They are not lonely. Share, listen, stay, pray again. Even when words seem insufficient, it's part of the process. If this prayer is speaking to you, if something here touched a specific area of your life, Stay on this path. Times. Listen again. Walk together. There are people who follow these prayers daily because they understood something important. Healing is a journey, not a spectacle. And to remain exposed to the Word, to the truth, in the presence of God, it's a way of cooperating with what He is already doing. Not to speed up, but so as not to interrupt. Today you don't need to prove anything. You just need to keep going. Keep trusting. Continue allowing it. Keep walking. And that is faith in action. God, this morning, before the day gets late, before demands become too strong, before force is used, I present myself as I am, not as it should be, not as they expect me to be, but this is how I really am. There are areas within me that time has traversed and was unable to restore it. There are memories that haven't faded. There are pains that have matured with me. There are marks that I've learned to hide even from myself. Today, I will not hide from you. I allow it. I allow the Lord to touch me. Which I dealt with in silence, I allow the Lord to visit. What I called outdated, but it still influences my decisions. I allow the Lord to heal, something that time has only taught us to endure. God, I acknowledge. There are pains that cannot be resolved through effort. There are wounds that don't heal with maturity. There are weights that don't fall away with distraction. Therefore, this morning, I'm not urging you to rush. I ask you for depth. Reach out, Lord. The places I avoid remembering, the moments that shaped fears, the words that created false beliefs about myself, the experiences that affected my confidence, my rest, my way of loving, my way of waiting. Heal what has become disorganized inside. Heal what made me hardened. Heal what made me suspicious. Heal what you taught me to survive, but not to rest. I surrender to you, the pain that has no name, tiredness that doesn't go away with sleep, sadness that appears without warning, the emotional weight that accompanies me even on good days. I do not deny the process, but I also refuse to live as His prisoner. Your word says that the Lord restores health and heals the wounds. So today, I don't decree that everything disappears. I declare that everything is subject to your care. May healing come at the right pace. May the restoration be genuine. May relief be accompanied by transformation. Heal my mind. Where thoughts insist on repeating the pain, it brings renewal. Heal my heart. Where there was disappointment, it provides security. Heal my emotions. Where there was overload, it brings balance. Heal my faith. Where there was silence, it inspires confidence. May this day not be just another day. May it be a well-aligned day, one day delivered, a day accompanied by your presence. I don't walk alone. I don't process this alone. I don't carry this burden alone. That which time has not healed, I place it in your hands today. And I trust that the Lord knows where to touch. I trust that the Lord respects the process. I trust that the Lord does not abandon what He begins. I rest in your faithfulness. I rest in your care. I rest in your love. And I continue this day, not perfect, but deliberate. Not completely cured, but in healing. Amen.